You guys drew it up in camp, right? Just to get in the pocket, throw down, and see who falls?
Not even a little bit. We were in the back. We were working, find the distance, find your jab, work that, and then look for takedowns, obviously. Look for the finish from grappling, which we almost had it, but we didn't. It's okay. And then there's this thing with getting hit, and then as soon as I get hit, my first thing is like, I have to hit him back harder. Yeah, it works for me. It doesn't work for me. It's just, thank God tonight it worked.
I was going to say, I mean, you could see that moment where you're like, all right, now I got to come out, and we know what's happened in some of the fights where people are worried about your chin and all this. I mean, so, I mean, consciously, are you thinking, like, I got to pull back and reset, or are you just...
You know, if I'm really hurt, I'm going to pull back. I'm going to be smart, circle, whatever. I wasn't hurt, and because I wasn't hurt, I was pissed. So, like, I got to find a way to be like, hey, chill, dude. That voice inside my head that just says, oh, okay, we're doing this. And that's what happened. And man, throughout the week, I'm like, fight smart, be smart, control the distance, this, that, and that's it.
I mean, obviously you weren't really emotional pre-fight. He kind of was. Did any of that play in your mind, like, oh, not to this guy?
No. Honestly, I get it, bro. I get it. The way the game is, like, we have to portray a certain image or whatever to get to certain fights, and I get it, man. The guy's trying to feed his family. The guy's trying to provide for his house. How am I gonna hate on that? How am I gonna be like, oh, this guy, not this guy? No, bro. You know, if he won, I would have congratulated him and said, good for you.
Yeah. You mentioned you nearly got the finish in the first. Was that frustrating at all? I mean, when you get to that advantageous of a position and don't get it?
A little bit, you know. I wish the ref was a little bit more aware of what was happening, because I had the choke sunk in, I think 2 or 3 times, and then he would, because of the way the gloves are, it's really bulky up here, so the fingers kind of stand out. It's not his fault. I put my chin over my hand so he can't grab my glove, but he does grab the fingers, and like, I don't know what to do about that. I have to figure something out. It's not something I'm like, hey, ref, every time. It's like, no, Benny, you figure it out.
I gotta imagine at least $50,000 is coming your way, if not 100. What you got any plans for that money?
Don't don't lead me on, man. You know, God willing, I'll get a bonus. If not, I'm still so grateful. But the thing is, I got 2 bonuses in my last 2 fights, and I was able to put those towards my house and a wedding. I have a project that I'm working on. If I get this bonus, man, I'm gonna go for this project. I got a little, I don't talk about it, but I'll talk about it. I think it's worth mentioning. I got a little project in Haiti going on, man. You know, we have a feeding program there. I started a feeding program about 5 years ago, and then we just built a school recently. Myself and our church, we were able to build a school. If I get this bonus, I can get 1 year's worth of finance for I'm trying to do an orphanage. It's going to be about 20 to 30 kids, so that's my goal. If I get this, it'll be right away. If not, I'll continue to work and get it done by the end of the year.
That's awesome, man. That's great. Last thing for me, I mean, I'm sure you want to celebrate this one. This was a great one, but what's next? I mean, do you eye a date on the calendar or location, or what makes sense for you?
Yeah, man, a lot of emotions going on. I think early does make sense, but I also promised Marvin I'm going to go out there and corner him. I promised my wife I would take her on a honeymoon since we just got married, and I told her, hey, I'm going straight into full training camp. But you know what? I can stay in shape in that time. So if I'm not injured, man, ideally a quicker return. Not 6 months, man. 6 months is too long. Like 4 months is good. 3 months is good, but just not 6 months. You get out of the war zone, and if you get out of the war zone too long, it's really hard to get back in.
What kind of goes through your head as a fighter when you, like you said, you just kind of throw all caution to the wind and you're going after him for that last 20 seconds of the match?
That's the thing. Nothing goes through my head. That's the problem. It's all heart, man. It's like, hey, you stupid, you got hit. Hit him back harder, and it's not really a wise wisdom thing you want to do. It's one of those things where, like, okay, I felt that. Let's see if you would feel this. It's kind of one of those things. So, can't say a lot of what goes through my head.
2 quick ones, Beneil. Were you going for a face crank at all, or always the rear naked choke?
So it depends. My only goal is to get my hand back there and my hand on my chin on my hand. Because once I do that, it doesn't matter if your chin's in there or not. It could be a face crank. It could be a choke.
And let's looks like you did the Mark Hunt walk-away punch. Did you ever think for a second of going down with him, or you just knew?
I knew he was done, man. I saw his eyes roll back, and there's no way I'm going to hit a guy with his eyes rolling back like that.
No, well, you are a gentleman of this sport.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.